Speaker is Kaloma Cardwell, to be followed by Stephanie Llanes, and then Blanche Johnson.
That's Kaloma Cardwell. No worries. So I'm a resident at 10 West. I am also an attorney, do mergers and acquisitions. In the 3 years that I've been an attorney, I've probably worked on close to $100 billion worth of deals. And this proposal is insulting on its face. So I want to state the obvious. The obvious is that if this was a room full of white people, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Say it.
And if we were having this conversation, no one would be taking this proposal serious. This was a room full of wealthy people, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If this was a room full of people who were believed to have political power in this city, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And so when State Senator Brian Benjamin comes to a tenant association meeting, and one of the tenants asks, is anyone going to do a racial impact analysis in addition to the environmental impact analysis that assesses how black people, how poor people, how working class people are going to be impacted? He turns around and tells us, well, people of all races and class backgrounds are going to be impacted equally. And that response is insulting on its face. Look in the room. Does it look like everyone's going to be impacted equally? Nope. But don't just look in the room. Within the last week, I've gone to every floor within my 17-story building. 9 out of 10 people are against this proposal. For every person that you see here, there are 20 more who are against this proposal. The 1 out of 10, they include people who don't have an opinion. They include people who simply said, well, if it goes through, I'm going to move out. One more thing about the 1 out of 10. The majority of the 1 out of 10 who's not explicitly against this proposal, they don't look like the people in this room.
Say it.
Okay.
I'm going to repeat that again. The people who are for this proposal, they don't look like the people in this room. Not in terms of race, not in terms of age, not in terms of ability, not in terms of health. So don't fool anyone in terms of what we are being asked to accept. We're being asked to accept a proposal and a plan that is just another reiteration of separate but equal. And my question to you is, how many decades are you going to continue to sell people in this room on separate but equal? How many decades?
No answer.
So we're getting it again. And this proposal is poison. This proposal is nothing except for another plot to turn us into second-class residents.
Amen.
Our next speaker is Stephanie Llanes, followed by Blanche Johnson, and then Misa Dason.
Good evening, my name is Stephanie Llanes. I am a civil rights attorney and a human rights attorney at the Center for Constitutional Rights, and I'm also a resident of 10 West. My neighbors have highlighted tonight, brilliantly and persuasively, how this project is going to have negative health outcomes in their life. Talked about the air, the rodents, the roaches, some of which already exist where we live. They've highlighted how as much as the developers want to keep talking about affordability, most of those apartments will not be affordable.
Right.
Not only that, if this project actually goes through, it's not just the apartments that are not going to be affordable. It's everything around that's going to become unaffordable for those people. Food, healthcare, transportation, and a whole host of other things. Quality of life is going to be impacted. I'm sure none of you would want your children living 60 feet from the creation of a 30-story building for 10 years. I also joined Kaloma in my building knocking on doors. What I can tell you is that 99.9% of the people in my building are explicitly against this proposal. I also want to mention, since we're in the New York City Development Office, and you all chose to have this meeting down in Reed Street at 6 p.m., knowing that many residents were not going to be able to make it out here
Yep.
because of disability, because of age, because of the time, because of where you're located. And yet you've blocked 3 times the amount of people to come in here are outside.
That's right.
And you have the 45, 50 chairs that you have sitting in here.
That's
And
right.
yet you have people sitting on the back side of one room where the exit sign is actually at, and yet you have everything behind me completely empty.
That's right.
Now you keep bouncing off whose responsibility that is. Sergeant Campbell over here, someone at the door. Nobody wants to say whose responsibility that is. But I want to make it clear that I hope that when you do these studies, that you have more integrity and human decency than what you had tonight.
That's right.
So on behalf of myself and the countless tenants in my building who wanted me to speak up for them, I wanted to be clear that we are unequivocally against this project.
That's right.
This is an anti-human, anti-children project. And this is undoubtedly a project that is going to disproportionately affect Black and brown people.
Amen.